So I had to come out to Vegas for a work trip, but I came a few days early with my wife so we could get a nice weekend away. We explored the Vegas Strip and we saw some shows. It was really a great time.
Ken, you took me to see a Cirque show and a dance show. We're here in Vegas for the last day. What is it that you want to do?
I can think of something. So let's get to it. So we're actually staying at the Venetian Hotel, and the exotic people actually come and pick you up right at the hotel. So we actually have a black Bentley coming. So Tristina, have you ever been in a Bentley before?
Not that I can remember.
Me neither, so it's gonna be pretty cool. So I'm here in Las Vegas, and my wife asked me if I could do anything, here shows, casinos, tons of different stuff to do. But for me, the one thing I want to do in Vegas is rent an exotic supercar. We're here at Dream Exotics in Las Vegas, and today we're going to rent two exotic cars, a Mclaren 570S and a Ferrari 458 Italia. Let's go. So initially we were going to get the Ferrari 458 Italia, but however when we got there, the guy didn't bring it back from the rental the day before. So luckily they had another exotic car that I really liked there and gave it to me. This is a Mclaren 570S. Now in terms of performance, this thing it just totally trumps the 458 Italia. However, I still want to drive that car because I love the pure, naturally aspirated V8 power that you can only get that sound out of a Ferrari. But in terms of performance, this car is absolutely phenomenal. It's a twin turbocharged V8 powered, mid-engine supercar, and I'm really excited to actually whip this thing around the Nevada desert. So here we go. Always wanted to go across the Hoover Dam, and to do it in an exotic car is fantastic. Not many people here today, so we actually kind of lucked out. I think everybody's getting ready for the Super Bowl, so we might have some nice clear roads, but this is awesome. Can't really use the 562 horsepower here. We are crossing into Arizona.
Nevada time and Arizona time.
That was a time change? This 3.8 liter flat plane crank, dual overhead cam, variable valve timing V8 puts out 562 horsepower and 457 pound-feet of torque. It's the same engine found in every McLaren, including the P1, obviously with less horsepower. Even so, it still redlines at an astonishing 8,500 RPM. These carbon ceramic brakes can take all the heat you can throw at it and can stop on a dime.
I want to see the part where Chevy Chase swings into the Hoover Dam.
Vegas vacation?
We gotta go over there.
Is it over there? This is just absolutely breathtaking. It's crazy how they built this. Hoover Dam is part of the reason Vegas even exists, because they wanted to get people to come out here. And they're like, oh, we built, they legalized gambling in 1931 in Nevada, first state to do it. And they're like, you know what? I know a way we can get people to come out here and build a dam in the middle of the desert, put a couple casinos in. So it's kind of the backstory on Vegas. All right, so what'd you find?
So we're here at the Hoover Dam. We're in the Nevada side right now, and you can actually take a tour and go through the dam. And if you'll notice, which I just found it, that's the door. Chevy Chase opens in the Vegas Vacation movie, but you can't really open it. But there it is.
There it is. As our daughter would say, there it is. Sometimes we get a little extra attention. That's all good.
Hi.
How are you?
Great, thanks.
So you're probably wondering, like, man, you can't really get the full feel of a car out on a road like this as opposed to a racetrack. And I do agree with you. You know, as hard and as fast as people would want to drive on a public road, not only is dangerous, but you're never going to want to push the car as hard and as far as it really can go. And especially in a car like this, the limit is really, really far. I mean, just taking turns here, you know, it doesn't even feel like we're going 30 miles an hour and we're doing 60. And you know, this thing could go 0 to 100 real quick. 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, does a quarter mile in 11 seconds flat at 136 miles an hour. So it's really, really fast. And even on a road like this, you just can't push it. It's just not safe, and it's not even my car. Which is why I suggest going to a track, which is why I love going to a track. They do other stuff like this here in Vegas, like Speed Vegas, where you could drive this car around the track for 5 to 7 laps, and you can really drive it hard. But it's almost the same amount of money as it is to rent this for 24 hours. And I kind of wanted to explore the beautiful countryside that's out here. It's so much different than New York, because New York's very green. It's different. This is just gorgeous out here, and obviously the roads are really open and wide, and you can take sweepers nice, and you can have a nice spirited drive on this thing. And you know, we're going to push it a little bit, but nothing too crazy. And you know, we're going to have a lot of fun with this thing. So right now we just left Hoover Dam, and we're driving through Lake Mead State Park on our way up to the Valley of Fire National Park, which it supposedly has some really nice views. Can't wait to really see it. The pedal feel on this thing is different. The brake pedal and the gas pedal are so close to each other, I could press them at the same time. If this was a real stick shift car, it'd be so easy to heel toe, and I wish my other cars had pedals like this car does. It's awesome. The paddle shifters are fantastic. I mean, this transmission in this car is just phenomenal, and it's really, really fast. Even though this car doesn't have some of the things the 650, 720, and P1 have, like active aerodynamics, you really need to do something extremely idiotic to take this car out of control. It's amazing to think they make this car in the same factory and not too far away from where they make the real Formula One cars. All right, we made it to the Valley of Fire. It was an awesome drive, fantastic. However, my camera woman's kind of having a little bit of problem right now. You okay? Yeah, there's a lot of turns. It was fun though. heading up to Elephant Rock. The car is so grippy. I feel like there's so much you can do for pushing it. You can take turns, but there's just so much more that the car even has. I really would like to drive one on a track. However, it doesn't sound like your traditional naturally aspirated V8 like the 458 would. So in terms of sound, it sounds great, but I'm gonna have to tip the cap to the 458 in that situation, because the 458 definitely sounds better, and you'll see that in the next video when we do a 458 next. We're gonna split these up into 2 videos, one for our experience with the 570S, and then a separate experience in the Ferrari 458 Italia. So make sure you guys subscribe.
They're cooking fat. That's Walter White. Walter White.
So one of the great things about renting a car in the middle of the desert is you get to explore all this scenery. And you can do it in any car, but I'm going to argue that renting an exotic like this is just awesome. And to be honest with you, if I would get one of these if I didn't have a wife and a kid.
A jerk.
Oh yeah, she's right behind there. She knows though. She wasn't around, I'd have this. So yeah, obviously it's not going to be something that I could get with, right now, but it is something I would love to have in the future. Sound got all sorts of jacked up here. What I was trying to say is the navigation didn't even recognize the roads we were driving on, and this is a 2019. The road, it looked like we were just driving off into the middle of nowhere. It didn't really know where we were. But you don't buy one of these cars for the navigation. You buy it for the performance, and this thing has been just balled out crazy. Also get some extra attention in this car. Nobody really blinks an eye when I drive in the M235 or even my C5 Corvette. A little bit in the E36 Turbo LS slop if they hear it. But people come up, they're taking pictures and videos of the car while we're driving. And as cool as that sounds, I'm not a big fan of getting all that extra attention. When I had my Maserati Gran Turismo, I bought the car because it was the best looking car that I thought was out. And I got a lot of attention with that, and as cool as it might sound, it can be a little distracting. And I'm a sports car enthusiast. I don't want a car like this to draw attention to myself. I'd want a car like this because it's one of the best exotic supercars you can get. Tom Brady doing all the way out here. We did get a call from Dream Exotics, and they told us that the 458 had just returned, so we made our way back to Las Vegas to switch out cars just in time for the Super Bowl. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, because in the next episode, I'm going to drive the 458 Italia and really go through the differences between that and this 570S. I also put a video out every week about cars, so if you're into that kind of stuff, check out the other videos on my channel as well. I also have some new merch if you're looking for a cool t-shirt. I'll put a link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.